What is going on, guys? It's Bucky and welcome to your 28th Python tutorial. And in this tutorial I'm going to be teaching you guys about default parameters in your functions. So a default parameter is pretty much just that. It has a parameter, but instead of you having to enter it, it already has a default value just in case the user forgets to enter it or something like that. So the first thing we're going to need to do is create a function, and I'm going to name mine name in hopefully name is in the keyword. So let's have two parameters in our name, a first part of the name and last, and let's go ahead and put a colon after that. And now we have to print out our instructions for the function. So in this function I just want to print out two strings, and the strings are of course going to be what values they take, the first name and the last name. So right now we have a function that prints out the first and last name, and it's called name. So let's see if this works. Name, we have to supply it with two parameters, Bucky Roberts. Don't forget your apostrophes or whatever it's called. And there you go. So this is pretty much a basic function. It takes two parameters, first, which is Bucky, last, which is Roberts, and prints them out right after each other, first then last. But what if we want to have a function that already had default values in it? Say we wanted to populate a database or something, and if you entered a blank value it would ruin it. So we want to make sure something was in there all the time. What we would need to do is add something called default parameters. And what this does is automatically supply a value even if you don't supply a value in your function. And I'll show you guys. It sounds complicated, but I promise you'll understand by the end. Let's go ahead and remake this function called name. But instead of first, we want to put a value for first right now. So let's go ahead and put first equals Tom already, and last equals Smith. Now let's go ahead and create the same exact function. Print %s modulus, what values is it going to take? Again, the first and the last one, not last e. Now whenever we call our name function, by default, as you can see, you get Tom Smith. But what if you're saying, alright, that deletes the purpose, or defeats the purpose, I mean, how can we enter our name now? Well, you can also use it to override. Say you wanted to enter your name like you did before, Bucky and Roberts. You now have Bucky Roberts. So this is just a safety, which if you don't enter anything, you get a value. But you really want the user to enter a value, and then it spits out your desired result. And you can also mix and match, say name with parentheses and put only one in here, Bucky, and you get Bucky Smith. And you could also do this, name, and you can put last is equal to Roberts, and you can get Tom Roberts. So again, if the user only enters one or the other or both of the values, you get your desired result. But just in case they don't, you always have a default value right there. So that is how you add defaults in parameters. And like I said, it's most useful when you're writing a program or filling a database, where if you have a null or empty value, it's going to throw everything off. So that is one case where you would use that. So that's your quick tutorial on default parameters and how to use default values, and also how to change one value or the other. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next tutorial.